This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, I thought this was Vlad being hacked, okay? He made these crazy, well, it was just out-of-character assumptions of Jay-Z and everything, and it really goes against what I see him talking about in these interviews. He doesn't believe a lot of these things about Jay-Z. He believes Tory should be in jail. He believes a lot of things, right? And I mentioned the Tory thing because Jay-Z and Desiree represent Meg, and they were there to control the narrative. You know, they're Rock Nation, right? So Vlad put up a post, not only on his Twitter, but then on his Instagram. And I was like, the likelihood of both things getting hacked is little. Vlad said, this may be my last post. Now, while he made this post, he was at the fight with Swaggy P and Blueface. I don't even know how that turned out. We'll get to that at the end, okay? Because I didn't watch it last night. And I saw this post last night, and I said, I'm going to wait to report on this to see if Vlad makes like a statement in the morning that, hey, that wasn't me. Plus, I was tired, right? So he says, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. We do know that there has been, I'm not saying Jay-Z straight up, but it's not just Rock Nation. A lot of companies pay blogs to talk about their artists in a better light and control a narrative. That goes on with the government too, okay? It's just, that's why things are called, you know, it's hard to trust news. Let's just say that, okay? Either way you look at it, you know? They also paid off all jury, I don't know, that's a big statement, paid off jury members to convict Tory. They bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. They paid off Meg's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. They always said it was glass, didn't they? Let's see. The LA police are on Jay's payroll. Not all, you know, obviously there's top people that control, if that's even true, you know? And it does not stop with LA, but you're not ready to hear that part. That Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid them to do that? You already know the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by Rock Mafia. Jay also paid Trump to not pardon Tory. That's a stretch, super stretch. Even though it's a state case, Trump can only pardon federal cases. But knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay wasn't going to take any chances. I can't keep these lies in secret anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me. Now, obviously, this is sarcasm, I would say. But I don't know who he's making fun of here. I would say this is sarcasm, right? Because if this is Vlad, he would have done a 360 on how he thinks. Because usually he doesn't think like this, right? This has to be sarcasm. But there's people in the comments that are like, bro, not everyone's going to catch on that Vlad's being sarcastic. So there's people in here. It's about time the truth comes out. Like, there's people in here believing this. Obviously, this is sarcasm, but I think this is a little too much sarcasm. You know? This is a little too much sarcasm. Let's see. And Vlad obviously controls his thing because he's at the Swaggy P fight. Now, Jay-Z might have control of some of these things, though. That's not too far-fetched for me because the mafia used to control stuff like that. They used to have their judges. They used to have their police. They have to, you know, it's not a far-fetched idea with someone with a lot of money and power can control certain things. But that's a big control to, like, pay off all the jurors and this and that. All they really had to do was make sure that, you know, Kelsey was on board, Meg was saying a certain thing, and then that was it. And Tory not speaking up for himself didn't really help at all because then it's like there's no doubt, right? Like you're not putting doubt in anybody's mind that that could have happened. Let's see. All right. So on Vlad's Twitter, or X, right? DJ Vlad. Hold on one sec. Let me pull this up. DJ Vlad. I'm sure it's sarcasm. Because he's saying that, hey, they're going to take me out. Now, some people reposted this and believe it, or it maybe, but the news is slow, so it's easy. Okay, here. I'm seeing reports that Kelsey's bodyguard came forward and said that Kelsey shot Megan, not Tory Lanez. The only problem is that Kelsey's bodyguard wasn't actually bodyguarding her that night of the shooting. His testimony is based on conversations he claimed he heard. 98% of appeals fall through. This isn't going to overturn Tory's conviction. This is if this was actually true, Tory would have taken a stand and said it. Also, the story doesn't match up with the jail call of Tory apologizing to Kelsey. You're an idiot if you think someone is sitting in jail is going to be apologizing to a person who was putting them there. And why would the shooter even do a call with the person who is being charged with their crime? It is old news. Yeah, I don't know why this is new news about the bodyguard thing. But just Vlad posting that totally throws everything else, his other post, out the window, He's just being sarcastic. And he says, I guess all 12 jurors who found him guilty were obtuse too. So, Vlad is just, I don't know. Vlad's an eccentric person. I don't, he's, he thinks a certain way. It's fine. It's Vlad. Vlad thinks the way he thinks. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because everyone can think how they think. It's a free country, technically. Technically, it's a free country, right? But you do have freedom of thought. So, I'm not going to argue with husband things. But I do think that Tory was railroaded in some type of way, and Tory would have taken the stand. He would have had a better chance. And I think Tory handled the whole situation just wrong, So, on that part, yeah. And then, if Kelsey did do it, Tory should have said something. Tory's an idiot for not defending himself. I do believe that Kelsey was involved. Okay? I do believe, I know Tory played his part because he antagonized the situation, right? It's funny how the bodyguard that was there, though, didn't speak, This is a different bodyguard that was had Kelsey. I don't know when this was, but she was on the phone supposedly and talking about everything. It's hearsay. It would never stand up in court. This is the fact that those lawyers came forward with that. You need the bodyguard from that night. What you talking about? Jay-Z being aligned with Diddy, knowing what Diddy was doing back then and everything is just, Jay-Z's just like not the perfect person, okay? But he's untouchable. He's super rich, bro. He is untouchable and he's super powerful. He's in with powerful people. He's untouchable. And that's that. Now, so let's see what happened here. Swaggy P versus Blueface. Did the fight, was it just a face-off yesterday? Maybe it was just a... Wait, Swaggy, okay. Blueface. Latest. I guess that was just a face-off yesterday. When is the fight? When is fight? Is it next weekend? When is fight? Blueface is when is this fight? Blueface versus Swag. I'm sorry. P fight. When is it? Okay. Saturday, May 2nd. They're doing a face-off this early, bro? Bro, May 2nd is like months from now. March, April, May. What? March, April, May, June. Okay, so like it's like 2 months, bro. 2.5 months. That's a hell of a teaser. I guess they start training now. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.